Hello, I shall be speaking on underrepresentation in STEM, strategies for improvement. Let me introduce myself. I am Professor Ranjana Prakash, Physics Department, University of Allahabad, Allahabad. Many young girls possess the skills needed to succeed in careers of science, technology, engineering and mathematics, but lack the courage to enroll and pursue majors in these fields. The culture of academic departments in colleges and universities have been identified as a critical issue for women's success in earning degrees in STEM fields. Researchers found departmental culture to be a key factor in female students' decision to remain or leave the majors in STEM. These research studies demonstrate that small changes in recruitment, admissions and coursework and creating and promoting opportunities for positive interaction among students, interaction between student and faculty can make a big difference in students' experience, especially for female students in STEM. This caricature is obvious. You can invite more girls if you follow these properties or if you follow what we want to increase in the departmental culture. Margolis and Fisher made several recommendations that would help in creating a more welcoming culture and improve the recruitment and retention of female students in computer science. This model can apply to the departments in all STEM disciplines that want to attract and retain their diverse students. They have to see that outreach programs are taken, recruitment changes, admission changes, environmental improvement programs, faculty peer attitudes, all these would result in improved persistence and lead to more women joining the departments. Perform outreach programs. Short-term training programs or incentives based training programs could be organized for school and college STEM teachers to teach and equip them with advances in STEM areas. Demonstrate to the teachers how to make their lectures more interesting and interactive, and also to provide them with gender equity instructions to help increase the number of girls taking STEM subjects. Wherever such outreach programs have been organized, not only did the participating teachers report success in recruiting more girls, but they were successful in drawing an increasing number of students, both male and female, to these courses. With these outreach programs, it would be advisable to send out inclusive message about who makes a good STEM student. In such outreach programs, prepare brochures about what qualities and preparedness of a student the departments are looking for in the admission process in STEM reputed institutions which are giving STEM degrees. With little or no change in the admission policy, the institutes can admit more women with no change in the quality of the applicant pool. Address peer culture. Peer culture within a department has tremendous effects on students' experiences and is determined primarily by how students treat and relate to one another. Faculty should pay attention to peer culture and ensure that no student quality or endowment dominates or becomes the ideal way of being admitted for pursuing a major in STEM. Broaden scope of early coursework and create roadmaps for student success. The institution should offer a variety of courses, not only related to the coursework, but also offering an insight to the various applications of the pertinent course he or she is pursuing. These courses could pave a curricular pathway to complete the degree without assuming years of subject experience. Witten et al. Found that many different factors help to create a departmental culture and environment that are supportive and welcoming to your female students. Departments which are successful in retaining their female candidates, they follow activities, supported events that fostered a broader culture that was inclusive. Such departments integrated students into the department and reached out to female students and encouraged their interaction with faculty. The department encourages students to attend conferences, seminars, sponsored trips to other eminent institutions. These activities not only provided opportunities for students to learn more about different applications, career opportunities, but also provided them a platform for informal interaction between student and faculty, creating effective and supportive departmental culture. Department should help the student to select his or her major or help him or her to choose an alternate path. Many students who do not have adequate preparation can succeed at a university level if provided a path. Witten's research suggests that female-friendly departments should adopt all or some of the following practices. Witten's suggestions for a female-friendly department: sponsor departmental social activities, organize seminars, lectures of eminent faculty from different institutions, and forge interdepartmental, interdisciplinary relationships. Encourage the students to enroll in introductory courses and to mingle with the faculty. Provide student lounges. A lounge or any informal space in which students can interact outside the class can help integrate students. Actively recruit students in the major disciplines the department is pursuing. Provide interested and talented students who arrive in the department underprepared or unsure that they want to study STEM subjects, introductory courses that appeal to students with different levels. Providing a well-defined pathway for the underprepared students is an excellent way of identifying and recruiting talented STEM students. Sponsor female faculty to mentor STEM groups of students. In male-dominated fields like physics, computer science, having an informal group of female faculty and students can help female students. Groups like these can sponsor a variety of social and professional activities. If possible, this activity should be organized by a female faculty member as part of her departmental service and not as a volunteer activity. The nature of work and departmental climate. For both male and female STEM faculty, the nature of the work and the departmental climate were the two most important factors predicting job satisfaction. Within the departmental climate, dimensions related to faculty satisfaction were fairness of evaluation by immediate seniors, interest senior faculty members take in professional development of juniors, your opportunities to collaborate with senior colleagues, quality of professional and personal interaction with senior colleagues, quality of professional and personal interaction with juniors also, your sense of belonging or how well you fit in the department, national and international standing of the senior faculty and the department. Female STEM faculty were less satisfied than their male counterparts with sense of belonging or how well you fit in the department. Opportunities to collaborate with seniors. Perception for fair treatment in the department. Although good professional and personal interaction with colleagues is important for both female and male STEM faculty, but such interactions are critical for women. Many STEM departments in various disciplines have only one or two women, and hence many women may be the only woman in the department. Because of the low numbers of female faculty, isolation, lack of comradeship and lack of mentoring are acute problems for women in fields of engineering, physics and computer science. Isolation is a critical problem and it can be a major source of dissatisfaction. Women often report of being excluded from informal gatherings, formal events or collaborating on research and teaching. Women are less likely than their male colleagues to have role models or mentors and hence are more vulnerable and may end up into getting limited advice on navigating their workplace problems or advice on how to go about professional development and advancing in their careers. A recent study by National Academy of Sciences found that male faculty was significantly more likely than their female counterparts to report having discussions with colleagues about research, salary and benefits, while female faculty felt deprived of all such opportunities. Mentoring for equality in STEM. To promote a better sense of belonging among faculty in the STEM departments, researchers recommend that departments should provide mentoring for equality. Mentoring helps in addressing the feeling of isolation and marginalization that women in academic settings often report. Some STEM faculty surveys reveal that women rated the importance of formal mentoring higher than men did. Interestingly, women rated the importance of informal mentoring even higher than formal mentoring, because informal relationships resulting from such mentoring would be built on mutual trust and respect. The role of family responsibilities. For women in STEM fields, the ability to balance work and family responsibilities also contributes to overall satisfaction. Overall, female faculty was less likely than the male faculty to agree about the institutions that their institutions would support having and raising a child. Although difficulty trying to balance work and family responsibilities is not only specific to women in science, but reports suggest that the nature of scientific research may be particularly challenging for female STEM faculty. The lab knows no official stop time. It is an unrelenting 24/7 schedule. It is difficult to just pack up and go home. Stopping for any period of time, taking leave for instance, could be deadly to one's research program. The effectiveness of work-life balance is very significant for STEM employees. Both women and men in science and engineering fields found childcare on their campuses lacking. Childcare is a huge issue for most female STEM workers. Family responsibilities and the department's work-life balance policies have a greater influence on the satisfaction of the female faculty compared with that of male faculty. Research suggests that if institutions improve the climate of their STEM departments as well as their work-life balance policies, they can recruit as well as retain better female faculty. Recommendations for retaining female STEM faculty. Conduct departmental reviews to assess the climate for female faculty. Although the climate is important for both female and male faculty, it appears to be more important for female faculty and their overall satisfaction. Reports recommend that in departments which do not encourage a sense of balancing for their female employees, the female employees report lower job satisfaction and consider leaving their positions. Create an environment that supports retention. Ensure that the new faculty gets exposure to the department policies and goals. Cultivate an inclusive departmental culture by communicating consistent messages to all faculty. Providing opportunities for junior faculty to collaborate with senior faculty. Ensuring fair treatment and equal opportunity to the female employees as well. Support faculty work-life balance. Departments and universities should implement effective policies that support work-life balance. Allow parental leave from 3 months to a year after the birth of a child. Do not allow motherhood penalty and cultural bias against mothers to affect women's careers. Create a policy that conveys to females that they have a right to coordinate work and family. These policies would ensure that parents are not penalized for reduced productivity during tenure evaluation period. Providing on-site high-quality childcare supports work-life balance and is important to female faculty satisfaction. Ensure mentoring for all faculty. Both formal and informal mentoring of junior faculty is important, and the latter is crucial to support the integration of women into science and engineering departments. Formal mentoring programs should be monitored and evaluated for effectiveness, and departments should foster these informal mentoring by encouraging senior faculty to actively reach out to junior faculty. Reports and reviews of various research emphasize that departments which wish to retain their female faculty should keep in mind the following recommendations. The slide shows all the recommendations or the 10 steps which should be taken by the departments to encourage their female faculty. Desirable employment strategies for women in STEM. Why are there so few women in science, technology, engineering and mathematics? The answer lies in our perceptions and unconscious beliefs about gender in mathematics and science. Luckily, stereotypes, bias and other cultural beliefs can change. Often, the very act of identifying a bias begins the process of dismantling the bias. Actively countering stereotypes can lead to improvement in girls' performance in maths and science. Parents and educators can do a great deal to encourage girls' achievements and interest in maths and science. Unfortunately, the old and erroneous beliefs that boys are better equipped to tackle scientific and mathematical problems persist in many circles, despite the tremendous progress that girls have made in science in recent decades. On the basis of various studies and research findings, following recommendations are made for cultivating girls' achievements and interest in science and engineering. Spread the word about girls' and women's achievement in maths and science. The stereotype that men are better than women in STEM areas can affect girls' performance. Help eliminate the stereotype by spreading news about the greater number of girls and women who are achieving at higher levels in STEM subjects, emphasizing the lack of gender difference in performance in nearly all STEM subjects, exposing the girls and boys to female role models in STEM careers. Here we have the pictures of Kalpana Chawla, Marie Curie, Marianne Mizrahi, and Frances E. Ellen. The two latter ones are very important. One is for mathematics. Fields Medal is equivalent to a Nobel Prize, and she has attained it in mathematics. The other one, the first woman for computer science, the Turing Award is given to that winner. The more people hear this kind of information, the harder it becomes for them to believe that boys and men are better in these areas. We also need to constantly inform women about discoveries and inventions fellow women are doing across the globe. Coming home, this would be an example. Recently, a group of schoolgirls from Bangalore developed an app to support the Swachh Bharat campaign. They won the award in the middle school category at the Technovation World Pitch Challenges at San Francisco. This app enables people to buy and sell dry waste online. There are many such innovations and creations that young women are doing world over. We need to use them as examples in everyday teaching to encourage women to join STEM and fight the institutional sexism. Promote a growth mindset environment. Create a growth mindset environment in the classroom by emphasizing that intellectual skills can be improved with perseverance and that everyone who works hard can achieve success. People have to develop mind-challenging programs which value growth and learning. Encourage girls to be a part of these challenging programs. Teach them to appreciate the fact that they are part of these programs because of their capabilities. Help girls recognize their career-relevant skills. Girls are less likely than boys to interpret their academic success in maths and science as an indication that they have the skills necessary to become a successful engineer, physicist, or computer scientist. Encourage girls to see that their good scores are not just a requirement for going to the university, but are also an indication that they have the skills to succeed in STEM professions. Teach girls that intellectual skills, including spatial skills, not biological gifts, Spatial skills are not biological gifts, they can be acquired. Encourage girls to play with construction toys, taking things apart, putting them together into places. Spatial skills developed in elementary classes will be of great help to visualize and understand 3D projections in science later. Girls with good spatial skills will be more confident about their abilities and express greater interest in pursuing STEM subjects and engineering subjects. Teach girls that hard work, dedication, self-improvement and not simple innate talent lead to the roads of achievement. Praise girls for their efforts rather than their intelligence. Teach them to accept challenges, delve in problem solving and learning from their mistakes. These traits will take them closer to develop a scientific temper. The male and the female brain, a new way of showing the connectivity of the brain called the connectome. These are the connectome maps reveal significant difference between men and women. Typical male brain, most connections run between front and back parts of the same brain hemisphere, which could account for the better spatial skills and motor control in men. In women, many more neural connections to go from side to side across the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. Scientists say this could account for women's better verbal skills and intuitive abilities. Encourage 10th and 12th university girl students to take calculus, physics, chemistry, computer science and engineering classes whenever and wherever available. Taking high-level science and maths classes keeps their career options open. Make performance standards and expectations very clear. The same letter or number grade or an assignment or an examination might signal something different to girls than it does to boys. The more education can reduce uncertainty about students' performance, the fewer students will fall back on stereotypes to assess themselves. Countering bias. Bias against women, both implicit and explicit, exists in science and engineering. Even individuals who actively reject gender stereotypes often hold unconscious biases about women in scientific and engineering fields. In order to counter bias, learn about your own implicit bias. Keep your biases in mind. Although implicit biases operate at unconscious levels, individuals can resolve to become more aware of how they make decisions and if and when their implicit biases may be at work. Take steps to correct your biases. Educators can look at the influences their biases have on their teaching, advising and evaluation of students and can work to create an environment in classes that counters gender science stereotypes. Raise awareness about bias against women in STEM fields. If scientists and engineers are aware that gender bias is reality in STEM fields, they can work to interrupt the unconscious thought process that leads to this bias. If women in particular are aware that gender bias exists in these fields, it may allow them to fortify themselves. Despite how it feels, they can be taught not to take this personally and counteract it. Create clear criteria for success and transparency. When the criteria for evaluation are vague or no objective measures of performance exist, an individual's performance is likely to be ambiguous. People view women in STEM fields as less competent than men in those fields. Women are likely to do better in institutions with clear criteria for success, clear structures for evaluation and transparency in the evaluation processes. Let us come nearer home and see what Indian scenario is like. Indian National Science Academy's contribution to Indian women's access to and retention in science. Gender disparity at all levels and its adverse impact on women has become a fact of life. This is partly due to the biological role and responsibility of women as mothers, but mostly due to traditional mindsets which visualize women as being childbearers and homemakers and men as breadwinners. Yet in many invisible, unrewarded ways, women contribute significantly to the economic well-being of the family, take on the double or triple burden of homemaking, working outside the home, and fighting male chauvinism. There is a growing realization by not allowing the creative talent of women to be expressed through their involvement in research and development, society will be at a loss, and something needs to be done to make scientific research more gender friendly. The Indian National Science Academy constituted a committee to investigate the issues of science career for Indian women and suggest measures to increase their participation in the study and practice of science. The INSA report has attempted to do that. Secondary sources of data were also used to get a picture of the status of Indian women in science. In another detailed study in India conducted by Mukhopadhyay, reasons for girls not opting for science, particularly physical sciences, mathematics and engineering, were examined. Interestingly, no gender difference in aptitude or natural inclination for these subjects were observed. Societal mindsets and pressures, particularly in patriarchal families, determined the ultimate preference and educational path of women. Socio-economic pressures also play a major role in the college education of girls and boys. With increasing privatization of education, this kind of pressure will increase with greater marginalization of girls from science education. Based on data collected, a list of recommendations has been put together. These have been grouped in two groups: facilitating programs that would attract more girls, and second, supporting systems to reduce the stress on women scientists and students, and the two are given below in the form of tables. Table 1, special programs to encourage study and practice of science by women, special merit scholarship for girls, travel support to girls from poor families, one escort when they come to city to write competitive exams, opportunities for placement of girls, especially from small towns and government schools, to do summer projects in good laboratories, opportunities for women science teachers from colleges to do short-term research projects, special leave with pay if they want to do their PhDs. Role model program, fellowship to eminent scientists to visit, give lectures, interact with students and teachers in universities, a website and a directory of women scientists giving professional profile, opportunity for women who have suffered a break in career to return to their science career, more programs like the one DST has started, articles on achievements of women scientists, life histories of successful past and present women scientists should be chronicled. Gender sensitization programs in all institutions, including schools. Table 2, steps to reduce stress on women scientists and students. Flexible working hours and part-time jobs, facilities like creche, daycare center for the elderly, campus housing, transport, proper toilets, ladies' rooms, etc. Age relaxation in recruitment and 2 mid-career breaks. Paternity leave for the father only if there are small children to take care of. Freedom for husband and wife to work in the same institution. Transfer to enable the wife and husband to work in the same institution. Grievance cell for gender-related and sexual offences. Inclusion of women in selection and other policy making committees. Transparency in the process of selections. More rigorous efforts to identify meritorious women and objectivity in selection for fellowships and awards. Ensure gender neutrality in the illustrations, especially in science textbooks. Stereotypes roles of women inside the house doing domestic work and men engaged in scientific work should not be portrayed. Women's presence in science is advantageous for the society at large. So, we must see to it that women do join STEM areas. initiative of Department of Science and Technology. A large number of well-qualified women get left out in the science and technology activities due to various circumstances which are usually typical of their gender. DST has launched several WOS programs. This initiative primarily aimed at providing opportunities to women scientists and technologists between the age group of 27 to 57 years. Category of fellowships, there are WOS A, WOS B, WOS C. These schemes are open throughout the year and there is no last date for the applications. UGC Postgraduate Indira Gandhi Scholarship for Single Girl Child. The Union Government of India has taken various steps to uplift the status of women by implementing various schemes including free education for girls. In order to achieve and promote girls' education, UGC has introduced a postgraduate Indira Gandhi Scholarship for single girl child with the aim to compensate direct costs of girl education to all levels, especially for such girls who happen to be the only girl child in their family. We have come a long way to educate our girls in STEM fields. Many milestones have been covered, yet lots remain to be achieved. Miles to go before we relax our efforts to educate and retain our girls' interest in STEM. If you do not like the way the world is, you can change it. You just do it one step at a time. Thank you.